Good day, fish tankers. Today is another day for Tank Dreams, our series about subscribers and their aquariums. And Heino Pretoria sent me some video footage of his aquarium after having a few questions of a bit of blackbeard algae that he's been having there. And it's a 4-foot aquarium and it's chock-a-block full of mollies that are breeding all over the place and some very other interesting fish as well. It's a low-tech planted aquarium setup. He wanted to try and see if he can use that 4-foot aquarium to grow plants while spending the minimum amount of money, being on a budget. And here is what he has achieved. If you want to take a look, then stick around. Okay, there we see the aquarium. Look at that plant growth. Lots and lots of black mollies and some orange mollies and everything in between there. And just look at the amount of fry he's got there in between the plants. And on the bottom it tells me he's got some JBL Monado sand or gravel. Not sure if it's called sand or gravel. It's a finer gravel. I like that rustic looking flower pot there, or that vase at the bottom of a tank. It looks kind of nice, that Lost Jungle sort of look. But anyway, that substrate is one of the better inert substrates you can get there. You see it from afar. He's got some Chinese from a China mall. He's got some ceiling lights on top, LED lights, but cheap LED ceiling lights on top of the aquarium, 230-watt lights, if I understand him correctly. There we see a polar parrot. He's got 2 of them there. And look at all that fry. The polar parrot has no interest in eating them clearly. And there's a corner box filter, very old school, some biomedia at the bottom. And some filter wool, very good mechanical media. If you're going to have some bubbles going into your tank, might as well attach it to a box filter or a sponge filter, why not? There's some big Amazon swords growing there. I hardly can see any blackbeard algae on that at the moment. Some Vallisneria at the back. And if you look at a tank like this, with all the fish in here, their poop is going to filter down into that substrate and is going to do quite a good job of feeding your plants. You're going to have to now and then get a gravel vac in there, and just not against the plants because they need that for food, and just here and there siphon off a bit. Look at that fat Corridora. Who can ID that one for me? Let me know in the comment section. It kind of looks like something else than a bronze. Could it be a black Venezuela? They tend to look like that when they get older. There you see again from a bit of distance. Look at those nice black mollies. And here you can see on top cheap white LED strip lights, and there's a betta that's making the top part, the leaves, among the leaves, making it his home there. And then the filtration as well, you could see there, it's sitting on top of an aquarium. It's one of those overhead sumps sort of that comes with a boyo tanks. It's built into the lid. There you see the fish swimming around, and there you see the filter. It's one of his overhead filters. The power head pumps the water up and it drips down all through the media, which I believe is sponge, some biomedia. And because that's what you call a wet dry filter. It's up in the air and the water flows over it. So lots and lots and lots of aerobic bacteria that colonizes that. Look at that male molly chasing the female. That one looks quite pregnant, and on top of a rock is a golden Chinese algae eater. I'm not a fan of those. They eventually become aggressive, but this one seems to be going all right. And there you see the polar parrots. If you like these hybrid cichlids of polar parrots, it's a good option to have them instead of a red parrots because they don't grow as big. And there you can see there's a red tail shark, still a small one, hiding in among the plants. I believe there's a rainbow shark also in there. There's a bala shark. Now that's still a tiny one. They're going to grow and eventually will grow too big for this tank. But as we know, multi-tank syndrome, there you go. Get a bigger tank. And there There's the rainbow shark. You can see the rainbow shark there, and there's the red tail shark on the other end. they can develop some conspecific aggression among each other. So far so good. There's a betta as well. There's a rainbow shark popping out. Lots of hiding places, lots of rocks. No wonder these mollies are breeding like this, but you don't really see the youngsters swimming among the big ones. They don't seem to be cannibalizing the fry at all, so they're well fed. Those parrotfish, the polar parrots and the red parrots of polars that you have these pursed lips. It's the way they're bred. So I don't think they're really good at catching little things. You know, if you see how they eat their pellets, they sort of ram them into their mouths. But that's it. So what can we say about Heino Pretorius' aquarium there? Tell me in the comment section what are your thoughts about what he's doing there. But I think one thing there that it shows once again, yet another aquarium that's not been a lot of money spent on it, but it is growing plants quite well, and it shows you a couple of things. You don't always have to have a fancy Chihiro lights or the ADA lights. Yes, there is a big difference. It will look a lot better. It will make the colors pop more. It will maybe grow some difficult to grow species a lot quicker. But you can just have shop lights or spotlights or whatever you buy at the China mall can work. You know, so you can do the lighting thing quite a bit cheaper, and you don't always have to have aquaswirl as well. You can see he's got that JBL Monado gravel. It's a kind of a gravel that does absorb some nutrients over time from the water column, some fertilizers. So it's one of your better sands or gravel. I'm always unsure where sand starts and gravel starts, but it's one of your better substrates out there, inert substrates that you can buy. And you just see the molly population exploding, and they definitely don't really seem interested in eating the fry. So I think Heino's going to have to find take some of those mollies and put them in another aquarium, or sell them on to other hobbyists, or take them to the shop. I think it's worked out quite well, the setup that he has. And also I think there might be some compatibility problems in the future. The red-tailed shark and the rainbow shark, even though they're doing well now, and eventually that bala shark might become a bit too big. I don't know if he's cleaned up a blackbeard algae that he had a problem with, was just on an Amazon salt close to the corner filter, but I don't think it's really a major big headache. That little bit, you know, tanks get them when they are in the break-in phase. Well, guys, that is it about on Heino's low-tech planted aquarium. Please keep those thanks coming in. My email is drooks@gmail.com. You can just send them to my email. About 5 to 10 minutes of your aquarium would be great. And remember, it doesn't have to be just planted aquariums. If you have a cichlid aquarium that's rocking, or if you made a saltwater or seawater tank, or if you have a high-tech CO2 injected aquarium, or just a paludarium, whatever you have, or a goldfish setup. We are interested in seeing all the aquariums of the viewers of this channel, and we can learn from each other. And to me, it's always interesting. It's like going into somebody's house and looking at their tank. So I really enjoy that, and I think some of the viewers as well. And if you do, please smack that like button and keep those aquariums coming, so we can have a long-running series of tank dreams. Well, that's it from me, guys. Please remember to subscribe, and until I see you again, keep taking good care of those domestic denizens of the deep.